To welcome in our first guest now. Chuck Nelson is a volunteer coordinator, and he's here to talk about the West Bayfront PorchFest that is coming up at the end of the month. Hi, Chuck. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, hopefully we get one more good day of weather
yes.
this fall.
Yeah, a nice sunny day with all those beautiful leaves. Let's talk a little bit about PorchFest.
Yeah, so what we have is in the West Bayfront neighborhood of Erie. We'll have over 20 bands playing on 20 different porches, starting at noon and going into the evening, with the final act starting at 5 o'clock. So it starts off with bands scattered throughout the neighborhood, and by the end we're just down to one final band at the Hagen Historic Society, and brings everybody together for just a blast in their yard.
And this is all to showcase West Bayfront and that neighborhood, and really to celebrate that community, right?
Yeah, it really brings the neighbors out. I live in the neighborhood. The other people organizing it live in the neighborhood. A lot of the sponsors and bands are in the neighborhood, so it's a great just neighborhood event for us.
I remember talking about this last year as you were getting ready for it. What year is this?
This is our fourth year.
The fourth year. It's a relatively new. I'm assuming it's growing. You're getting more people wanting to set up on porches?
Yeah. The first year we did it was COVID. Everything was shut down. We were trying to find something outside that could keep people distant.
That's right.
And we threw that together with like about a month's notice, grabbed some sponsors, and now I think that was maybe 8 or 9 people, and now we're up over 20 bands. Every year seems to be pretty consistent. We get food trucks down in Gridley Park now, and the EMTA brings out a trolley. So you have Jeff on later. We have Erie Ale Works down there in the park that makes it like a nice atmosphere for our event.
And it just feels very organic, I think, when neighbors are just playing music out on the porch.
Right.
Oh yeah. It's a great time.
What do you notice about the spectators? Are they just milling about and chatting with each other? And what do you notice about the people who come to enjoy this day?
It's nice because now that we've done it a few years, there's some anticipation.
Right.
So some of the neighbors actually kind of plan around it. They let their friends know, like, hey, come out. And then there's even a few after parties that I catch on to, in people's backyards. They move those from the porches to the backyards.
It's also a great incentive to keep your yard landscaped, knowing that everybody's going to be milling about your neighborhood.
Yeah, I think that's my project this weekend.
Who are some of the featured musicians that we can expect this year?
Yeah, so we have a pretty broad range. So Doc Proto's a rapper. He's one of the guys that's kicking it off. Jesse Taylor Smith's an acoustic act. He's another one of the ones that kicking it off. And so it sort of goes with broad ranges of rap, acoustic, folk, jazz, all the way until our finale is Familiar Spirit. We usually have them every year.
And do some play at the same time?
Yeah, so starting at noon, we'll have anywhere from 5 to 2 or 3 bands playing every hour.
Okay.
And so you kind of have a selection of bands to choose from.
Yeah.
And last year I know there was kind of like a map, right, that folks could kind of, is there that available this year as well?
Yeah, we'll have a map coming out here shortly.
Okay.
We have a poster with the schedule on it right now.
Okay.
The map will come out and it'll have the food trucks on there, and there's always a chance for sponsorship. So Federal Resources, our signature sponsor this year, so it gives a chance for the sponsors to get out there, the bands to get out there. You see the locations. It's a great way to get around.
And where can folks go to find more information for the schedule, the maps, and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so our West Bayfront, their website, their social media has been promoting this pretty consistently. So anything with our West Bayfront, you should be able to find it.
This is one of those things that was a positive coming out of COVID. A lot of people were thinking outside the box. How can we get community together in this time? And I think that this is a great example of something that was a great idea then, but you've been able to, continue it, and it's just growing and getting better each year.
Yeah.
And Saturday, September 30th is when PorchFest 2023 kicks off. Chuck, thanks so much for being here to talk about it.
Thanks for having me, Lisa.
When we